We live in a world where pretty much everything is designed to make you want more. More cars, more money, more views, more everything. Firstly, why does this happen? Why do humans always want more? And secondly, what is the biggest downside that this makes in our lives? So to answer the question, why do humans always want more? I want you to understand a concept called the hedonic treadmill. So put simply, it means that we adapt to everything that happens in our lives. That new job or new phone or new relationship, it feels exciting at first, but after a while it becomes normal. We can't help it, our brain just gets used to things at an incredibly fast rate. Now, this is actually good when we're going through periods of pain in our life, because then that pain becomes the norm, but more often than not, the opposite happens. When something very good and amazing happens in our lives, we just get used to it. So once it becomes part of the norm, we start to take it for granted. Other reasons that might contribute to us always wanting more and more could be evolutionary. We always wanted more food and more shelter, or better shelter, I guess, so that we could survive better. Another reason is social comparison. We're always keeping up with the Jonesies so that we can say we have the latest iPhone or we have the newest, Mercedes, whatever. All of those things combined contribute to make humans always want more. And obviously, companies take advantage of this. Which begs the question, what is the biggest downside that is originated from this phenomenon? Take something as simple as walking, for example. We've been doing it our whole lives, and without a doubt, it has a major impact in the way that we live every day. And yet, when was the last time that you gave thanks for being able to walk? I remember when I was growing up, all I could think about was being 18 years old. Because at that age, I could drive a car, I could have a credit card, I could do a ton of cool things that I wanted to do at 15 or 16, but I couldn't. And then one day, I turned 18 and I achieved those things, or I accomplished them, but they just became the norm. Once they entered my life and they stayed there for more than a month, it just became the norm and it stopped being special. It's a never-ending quest. Life has so many things that we could achieve, so there's always going to be something else that we want. If you find the perfect partner, you're going to want to fix your business. If you fix your business, you're going to want to find the dream car. Once you get the dream car, it's the dream house. At the end of the day, there's always something new that will catch your eye. This begs the question, how do we then become more grateful so that we can enjoy the things we have in the moment while we have them? I'm 19, and at the moment, the best thing that I have found to do this is to pretend like someone took those things away from you. For example, imagine that someone you love has died. Just the thought of wondering what that pain would feel like is enough to make you understand just how much you would miss that person and just how much they mean to you. And, health is another thing that we take for granted pretty much every day. It's like one day you're fine, the next day you're fine, the next week you're fine, and then all of a sudden 10 years go by and you have back pain every time you get out of bed. Something that I do every day, or that I try to do when I remember, is to just give thanks for something different every day. So you could wake up and give thanks for the fact that you have food at your table every day. You could give thanks for the fact that you can walk. The more you give thanks for the basic things in life, the more your brain will understand just how privileged you are and just how happy you really are. And it really is an amazing thing, because by constantly being grateful for the things that we aren't normally grateful for, you start to realize, okay, I actually have a really good life. I'm healthy. I have people who love me by my side. I'm striving towards my goals, what I reckon is the thing that causes the most problems in the lives of people is the fact that they only think about problems. Because we're humans, right? We are solution oriented. Why would I think about something that is solved or something that isn't a problem when I have problems to solve? You know what I mean? But if you only think about the problems, then you give yourself the idea that your life is miserable, when in reality, you have a ton of things to be grateful for. It's just that you don't appreciate them enough. You don't focus on them because you're always thinking about the problems that you have. So to wrap this up, yes, we always want more. Yes, it's part of our nature. Yes, companies will use that part of our nature to make more money. But the best thing that you can do is to try and control yourself and to try and be grateful for the things that you have. And if you do that, I guarantee that you will live a much happier life, because I know that I'm doing that and I am much happier now than I was back then. Okay? So as always, thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.